Hey everyone, Mount Silver Hiker here, and welcome back to my favorite monthly series where I talk about the purchases that I made in the last month. We're going to start off, typically all these videos I start super happy because I'm, just showing off all the things I'm adding to my collection. But unfortunately, as I hinted in my previous video, we're going to have to start off with down note just because it's an elephant in the room and I just want to go over everything. But I made a purchase last month that got lost in the mail. It was something that I really wanted. It was something that I really wanted to add to my collection, not because I don't have one, it's because I have a lot of them and I wanted even more. So let's just go right into it. It's this PSA 10 Reviving Legends Umbreon. I've gone in length about how much I love this card. I really truly adore it. So basically the background here is, so early April I purchased the PSA 10 Reviving Legends Umbreon from a Japanese seller on eBay. Everything was, amazing. As you can see from the tracking of the package here, it was like I made the payment on the 4th and it already arrived in New York by the 8th. Now that's where things went kind of off the rails. On April 9th, USPS said they dropped off my package. So as background here, I live in a building that has a 24-hour doorman and security. They pick up the packages, they drop it off, they buzz you when a package arrives. So when I got notification from USPS that the package had been dropped off, I ran to the doorman, I'm like, hey, USPS is telling me the package has arrived, and they said, nope, no packages here. And you could clearly tell because they have this, mail room that, when the USPS arrives, they're gonna drop everything off there. It was empty, so I was like, okay. And it's very frequent, based on where I live, it was very frequent that USPS, they clicked drop and delivered well ahead of schedule. So I thought it was a similar case here. I was like, oh, no worries, right? So this was, as you can see, this was at around 11 in the morning, around noontime. So later that day, went back to the mailroom. I was like, hey, where's my package? And they said, nothing for you. So I was like, all right, I guess they just messed up. Happens all the time. And as you can see, there's only like several days between me paying for it and it arriving from Japan. So I was like, no worries there. Gave it a few more days. But then several days later, this is the 13th, right? Half a week already passes. Now I'm freaking out because I did a research on USPS's website and it showed the, and I have it right in front of me, it showed the drop off, it showed the signatures of the recipients and immediate red flags, right? It says actual recipient name, it has my initials. As I said, I have a doorman. They'll always sign it with their name. They would never sign it with the tenant's name, with my initials. So I was like, this is a problem. Opened a case with USPS. I called them and everything, explained the situation. They opened a case for me, as you can tell from the tracking. They even called me, right? They called me to follow up on the case. They said, we'll definitely find it for you. But they closed the case. I was like, what the heck? Opened the case up. And at which point, I got an email from them saying, hey, really sorry. You can see it from the email here. At this point, they couldn't locate it, so they just closed the case and said, if you have insurance with us, let eBay know that, that you opened a case. This email serves as that. So I'm really bummed out at this point because it's not the seller's fault, it's not the buyer's fault. I don't even know if it's USPS's fault, right? I don't know what happened here. So I'm bringing this up because technically it's a purchase that I made in April. It just never arrived. I'm really bummed about it. If you follow this channel, you know how much I love Umbreon, but more in particular, you know how specifically I love this card in general. I have 4 slabs of this exact artwork, 3 in Japanese, and I was really keen to add more to my collection. Really bummed out that this happened, but thankfully, the rest of this video is just an up and up. I just wanted to point that out. I'm still holding out hope that one day this slab will show back up on my doorstep, so fingers crossed for that. But now, for the rest of the video, I'm going to talk about the purchase that I made last month that actually arrived. Starting off, I have this PSA 10 Gaia Volcano Sceptile. Now, the reason that I purchased this was because the seller had a lot of other slabs on his auction, and I thought maybe I was going to win those other ones as well. Unfortunately, this was the only one that I won. I did not want to, pay that high of a price for the other cards that I really wanted. So now I have a Gaia Volcano slab. But next up is a card that I really went after, and that is this Magma vs. Aqua First Edition Blaziken EX in a PSA 10. I absolutely adore this card. Another huge step towards my PSA 10 Magma vs. Aqua set. As you may know, I have so many slabs of this set already, and this is one of the glaring ones that I'm missing. And I call it one of the glaring ones because with the addition of the Blaziken, I have all 3 Hoenn starters in EX for the Magma vs Aqua set in a PSA 10. An absolutely amazing video. If I had one small complaint, the only complaint I would make is that I wish the Swampert was a water type, just to fill that, you know, the trio starter types, but not a problem at all. Absolutely amazing artwork. Really happy to add it here. And now I'm only down to 3 EX slabs from Magma vs Aqua in Japanese. It is the I think it's the Golem, the Kabutops, and the absolutely gorgeous Suicune, so I will be out on hunting for that. Next up, if you've been a long-time follower of this channel, you may know how much I love Hidden Fates and how much I had opened Hidden Fates when I could get it at a reasonable price, like closer to MSRP. But one of my friends on Instagram was selling this amazing Hidden Fates Charizard tin, arguably the most sought-after tin of the 3, right? Absolutely purchased it. Immediately jumped on the chance to purchase it, added to my collection, and that same friend also had this amazing Love Disc slab from EX Crystal Guardians in a PSA 10 at a very reasonable price as well, so I was able to make both of those purchases. Really happy to add both of those to my collection. Now next up, we're moving into one of arguably my favorite purchases of this month. It is, you know, if you follow my channel, if you follow me on Instagram, you know how much I adore 2 of the mid-era sets, specifically Platinum Arceus and Heart Gold Soul Silver Undaunted. So when one of my favorite people, my absolute favorite people on Instagram, Pokestop Sweden, was selling these pristine minty blisters, I knew I had to jump on it. So I'm just gonna lay it out right in front of me. You can see it right in front of me. I absolutely adore these single pack blisters, and especially I do not own any of these Metagross check lane blisters, so when I saw that he had 3 of them, I was like, I need them. I absolutely need these. So please sell them to me, and I'm so happy that we're able to make a deal out of it. Not only did I purchase the Platinum Arceus blisters, but as you can see here, I also bought an art set of the Heart Gold Soul Silver Undaunted blisters, 1 of each. That Rayquaza one, I only own 1 of prior to this purchase. Now I own 2 Rayquaza Pack Art single pack blisters, but one of my favorite sets of all time. It has an absolutely stunning gallery of artworks. The chase cards are absolutely amazing. It focuses on Espeon and Umbreon. I adore this set, and these blisters are super rare. So the fact that he was willing to sell them to me at a very reasonable price, I'm so happy about that. So if you don't, please make sure to follow Pokestop Sweden on Instagram. Check out his collection. He's a fantastic person, amazing, you know, amazing friend of mine. And I've purchased so many of these from him that I'm pretty sure I've cleaned them out at this point. But I'm really happy that, you know, really happy to add these to my collection. Now speaking of something I'm really happy to add to my collection, if you've been following me for a little bit, you know how much I adore the XY era set as a whole, minus evolutions. Do not like evolutions, but that's a story for a different day. I was able to secure one of the most sought after booster boxes in the XY era. This XY Phantom Forces, the only set to ever contain a full art silver card, which is the, you know, the Dialga. Absolutely amazing set from top to bottom. Features the Gengar, really sought after, really rare at this point, but I was able to get a case fresh minty booster box, as you see in front of me. I'm not taking it out of this acrylic box. So the seller purchased a factory sealed case of Phantom Forces booster boxes, and because I was the first one to message him, I was like, hey man, can you please give me your mintiest booster box so I can add it to my collection? And he said sure. He delivered, he followed through with it. This box is absolutely pristine. It has barely seen the light of day, and the moment that I took it, I inspected it really close up, and then I put it in this acrylic case where it will remain. I'm not taking it out of this case. The moment that I put it into this acrylic case, I haven't taken it out. I took some really high quality photos of it just for my records, for Instagram, you know, just to have it, but it's gonna stay in this acrylic case for a long time because it's so pristine. It's barely touched, it's barely seen the light of day. I'm really happy about that. So that is one of the key things that I really wanted to add to my collection, and I'm still working through collecting one of each booster box for the XY era sets. Almost halfway through, but there's always, you know, that big one out there that hopefully I'll have the opportunity to add to my collection. And there we have it. Those are all the purchases that I made in April. Unfortunately, I had to start off with some bad news, but you know, I'm really happy that both myself and the seller had a form of protection in case something like this happened with the USPS, and I'm glad USPS owned up to it, so I was able to provide the email back up to eBay for their records and to file a claim. April was an absolutely monster month for me in terms of adding items to my sealed collection, all the way from hidden fades to those sealed blisters to that amazing Phantom Forces booster box, and not to mention the amazing slabs I added to my collection, as well as a pristine looking Hidden Fates Charizard's tin. So in the comments down below, please let me know which one of my purchases is your personal favorite, as well as let me know what are you buying, what was your favorite purchase in the month of April. Once again, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please make sure to smash that like button, as that tells YouTube's algorithm to promote my channel in front of more viewers just like yourself. I will see you in the next one. Mount Silver Hiker, out.